professional, Justin. Take your cup off the table. And your phone.
Yeah, I'll put these on
Yeah, we are wearing media badges.
Somewhere Andrea and A is really mad.
God damn, do you people not pay attention to what you're told?
Last night, anytime I saw her, I was like, how I lose badges at conventions.
Yes.
I think my
Sounds-
badge. Yeah, my badge.
What do you mean, you people?
Making me take off the badge.
How do you know Andrew Renee's?
Interesting. I would trust her opinion on things.
Not gonna say what I was
Do
gonna
you
say.
want to start or you want me to start?
I'll start.
That's called
You, or you want
And
to
your
start?
phone.
I don't care.
Okay.
Just
Oh yeah.
want to start it.
Let's start it.
Whose
everyone.
phone is that?
Hello. Would you fuckers put your phone down? Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special Constant Calibrating podcast filmed live at RTX 2018. RTX Austin 2018.
Austin.
It's the last day. Literally, the convention center is about to... Well, the whole thing's about to close down. I am tired. I am Josh. We have Justin.
Hey.
We have Brad.
Yo.
We have Ryan.
Hey.
We have special guest SnowBikeMike and Dan from Adult Swim Games. So, yeah, we are... and we actually, for reference, have a lot more people coming in. It's going to be interesting. We're trying something a little bit different since we're actually on site for once. But, yeah, we're here to talk about a little bit of RTX and just kind of the experience we've all had and just see where the next 30 minutes take us.
Yeah.
So,
we
music
just
on
got
podcast chairs.
No, nothing's go smooth. This is a very interesting setup. We've never really done anything like
Yeah,
this.
we've
so it's
got,
kinda
totally
fun.
got like a lazy Susan thing going on right
We
now.
got a
We're
lazy
just gonna
Susan-
pass off
well-
the next person.
Well, I mean, we kind of like had this whole setup where we were going to be on a couch. We were going to have people behind us on the couch, and we were going to be like, all cuddly and nice. And then the couch got moved right as we got here. But
That's
yes,
great.
So Mike,
I
let's
was
start.
promised a couch.
You were promised the couch. I don't
Come
know.
on, man.
I know. So Mike, start with you. What's been your experience like so far doing RTX? You actually got to, for the kind of funny panel, to kind of be like their quasi MC almost. Start the mid show, the end show, and do a bunch of different things.
And you have to do this in character too.
I could do that all the time. I got to say, the experience has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
First RTX ever for me. Austin is a beautiful city. So much culture. Of course, 6th Street has been a hoot all night long. Of course, I'm sure many of you hit that.
Don't want to.
But the experience of RTX, so cool to see everybody here. Rooster Teeth personality, all of their fans, and me as a kind of funny guy. I mean, that's a small community within this big pond of all these guys. It's been a lot of fun, and the boys have taken great care of me, asking me to be their sideline reporter for them on the main stage into their panel as well. So just tried to bring the hype and have some fun any way I can assist them.
Listen, Dan, what about yourself as community manager? Like, how has the RTX experience been?
Hey everyone, I've been hiding here the whole time, doing Adult Swim Games things behind your back. So I'm friends with a couple of the guys on Rooster Teeth from Screw Attack specifically, and I also just know a bunch of people who come down here every year, like big Ruby fans, people from scattered portions of the communities everywhere, which is kind of why I really enjoy RTX, because there are so many different fan groups, like so many different pockets of why people decide to come. So it's a very different vibe from a lot of other shows.
Right.
And I always have a blast when I come here. This is the third RTX I've been to, and it's just awesome. You never know who you're going to meet, what you're going to run into, what the situation's going to be like. So I always have a good time.
A bunch of idiots trying to crowd a bunch of people into a podcast. We have to run.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Josh was like, "Hey, do you want to be on this thing that we're doing later?" I said, "Sure, why not? You're cool." I like you."
My favorite thing about this is, so we invited both yourselves. We invited Jenn, who's off the side here, LoZelda, who will be on in a second. And it was this thing where everyone asked me, so what's the plan? And I said, how long have you guys known me? I mean, like,
There
not
is
very
no
long,
plan.
but how long have you guys known
There
me?
is no plan.
Do you think there was a plan? No, I just thought this would be a really cool idea. We have a bunch of people we know, and my first time with our whole team in one experience.
Yeah,
Why
that's
not?
gotta be exciting, right?
Yeah,
this is
the game is all together.
Well, literally,
This is my first time here. This boy's here.
And this is the official first time we've ever been in the same room recording something for Constantly Calibrating.
for 6.5 years.
The
podcast.
first time.
The first time.
We should have planned this.
We should have planned this a little bit. Well, no, they
If
probably
we planned it, though, it would not be our tradition.
No, it's constantly calibrating.
True.
It's how we do stuff. But like, for instance, with Brad, I've known Brad for 11 years. We've been in World of Warcraft. I met him
That's how all
in
good friends
person.
meet. That's what I've been
Right.
told. Yeah.
I met him in person on Thursday. 11 years later. He's been my co-host for 6.5 years more. Well, 6
I was
years.
the third person to join the company.
Yeah. So it's been an interesting kind of like weekend for us exploring.
And to show how often we do that, I met this guy through Star Wars Galaxies.
Yeah, met him with
This is
Star
like MMOs. It's bringing the future of
It
Right.
works. It works.
Yep.
So, kind of playing off what you were saying, how it's always cool to see all the fans here with everything.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like every time I come to RTX, I learn about something else that Rooster
people
Teeth
are
is doing.
into it, yeah.
And like, there's always something new, and always there's so much content that they make. And even Mike, you were saying the kind of funny best friends. That's kind of a small group within that giant pond. Then you have all the people who like Ruby, and then all the people who are just kind of interested in the RT podcast or something like that. And there's always my wife who only listens to Always Open because she thinks everything else is terrible. And I don't agree. So I'm a big fan. But yeah, there's such a diverse group of people here. There's always something cool to see, and I feel like that's one of the coolest things. Brad, it being your first experience here at RTX, what's been some of the cool things that you've seen that you really stood out to you?
Just I don't want to copy you guys, but it is the sheer amount of diversity. I've only been to one convention before. I've been to a BlizzCon, so I'm used to the cosplay. The cosplay doesn't surprise me. It's everywhere. It's cool. Everybody tries to do their own thing, but there's so many different fan groups. You see it on all the shirts, all the backpacks, all the different booths. There's so much here, and I had no clue what I was getting into, honestly.
Just following Jack Sparrow around Austin just to
Yes,
see what crazy
Austin-
adventures he'll get into.
Austin is a crazy city. Yesterday, I saw a leather daddy dressed in a horse leather outfit just being massaged sensually outside of a bar, and it wasn't even 6th Street.
No, this was on the way to the Always Open Mixer at Rain. Yeah,
This was another night in Austin. It's just
Austin
here we are in
is-
Texas, where everything's strange and weird in Austin.
Well, it's like you have Texas, then you have Austin, and Austin is just its own little microcosm of insanity. But so then for you, Mike, so this is your first RTX experience, and this is you doing stuff kind of funny now more often. Are you now looking forward to hopefully being able to go to more events with them if they if they have you, as it were, to do more of these kind of things with them? What?
Of course, anytime that kind of funny calls on me, I will answer the call and be there for him. I have TwitchCon on the docket to go out there. I'm a big Twitch streamer, so it's always great to network, go to another convention. I bleed purple like a whole lot of fans out there, so super excited for that. And yeah, always following around the kind of funny guys with any chance I get to be part of the community as well. Like you guys said, there's so many microcosms of fan bases out here, and to put a name to a face and meet a friend that you might know for a while is super great. And I think that's why the kind of funny community is so awesome, because all of these people know each other from that small group, and it's awesome to be around each other.
I know. And just one day though, it seems like you kind of developed your own little fan base here, bud. This man is a
That's the
superstar. If you get a chance, you can go to Mixer and you can probably watch the kind of funny panel.
I'm pretty sure it'll be on their YouTube later.
Yeah. Starring SnowBikeMike, basically.
The timing is perfect. Like, this man took over the whole show with another mic for a whole week, like a scant week before this, and I was a fan. And I'm like, that's half the reason I'm here, so I can hang out with this guy. So like in 5 years, I can be like, yeah, did this thing once with SnowBikeMike. I know that guy.
Do you know you have your own subreddit now?
I have read the subreddit page once. Definitely check that out for some good laughs for sure. And it was funny. I hosted Kind of Funny Prom, their recent live event, and I joined the likes of Bernie Burns, Xavier Woods, WWE superstar, and Troy Baker. And I got the phone call of all people. So, I was a little amazed at that. And yeah, when we came out of that, people, can I take a photo with you? Can I get a signature? And I'm looking at them like, I don't want to deface your property. I think you need to go talk with Greg about this. And they were all for it. So now I'm just working on that autograph signature now, boys. Is right.
Nice. So another one of the kind of microcosms that's here at RTX is there's a huge gaming community. And, it's kind of cool to have somebody from the industry here. Dan, my man.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about what's going on with you guys. What have you guys been doing here at RTX?
Honestly, I'm just like the lone Adult Swim Games guy who's here. I go to a lot of different events all throughout the year, whether it's PAX or TwitchCon or RTX or the things that are happening local in Atlanta, and largely just try to network and meet content creators, meet people who are making podcasts like you guys, meet Twitch streamers, Mixer streamers, whoever is at all possibly interested in playing one of our games, so I can beg and plead them to like, hey, would you play this? This would be great. I'm very much about trying to find and work with people who legitimately have fun with what we're making. And it means that I meet dozens and dozens of people. I may never have the opportunity to work with them because they're into FPS games, and we're never going to make one of those, probably. I don't know, maybe we will one day. But that's kind of what I do. I do a lot of networking and just try to meet everybody that I possibly can while I'm here. So sometimes we go to places, we have a big booth, and when we do, we invite you to go. San Diego Comic-Con, like Adult Swim does the big, like Adult Swim Park and a bunch of other things. But, for me, like, I'm just here to meet folks and try to, see what kind of games that they're into, see what they want to play.
Cool.
So
makes sense. So kind of at the point that we're going to switch some people around because we're
Yes,
experimenting with this a
absolutely.
little bit. So for you, Dan, and then for you, Mike, any of our audience, shout outs for things or plugs for things, please take the stage.
in 10 days, Death's Gambit releases on August 14th. Please buy my video game and let me know if you like it. You can find me at Raidhyn on Twitter, and that's the only social media I pay attention to when I'm not dying to the Discord denizens scattered across dozens of communities.
Okay.
That was beautiful.
That was great.
I'm actually a little turned on by it, I'm not going to lie. There you go.
There's a table hiding the erection right now.
Wow.
Nice job. Of course, I'm SnowBikeMike. You can find me on all my social media accounts at SnowBikeMike. Catch me live on twitch.tv at SnowBikeMike 5 nights a week with that high energy fun and that spicy gameplay, play. Thank you guys for having me on.
No, absolutely. I'm glad you guys can, we'll have them on for individually for a podcast in the future, but it was nice to have you guys on here for this little short form kind of thing. So thank you very much.
You are the weakest links. Goodbye.
Goodbye. No.
Thanks,
So,
guys.
Jen and Blake, if you could rotate in.
Yeah, brother.
No, seriously, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That
Pleasure.
was wonderful.
I'll be in touch to do more stuff.
You're
You're welcome. You are welcome to hang out.
Are you humming like fucking hold music?
Well, I didn't want dead air.
Hey, buddy.
You don't want dead air.
Yeah.
There's plenty of room noise. There's like goodbyes.
No. Have you met us?
Whoa, Jen,
whoa.
Fucking hell. 6.5 years and you told me about editing?
I know. I'm really sorry you had to find out this way. I like how as soon as I start talking, you immediately put the mic closer to your mouth.
And he doesn't
Listen,
need
man,
it.
it's been a long
doesn't.
weekend, all right?
You're like, hey, there's a voice. Put it here. That's how it works. Nope. How's it going?
So it's been going pretty good, Blake. It's been good to always be around another part of the ConCal crew that we don't get to, always come together with unless we happen to be in Austin. How you doing, bruh?
I'm good, man. I'm having a great time because what I get to do is all of the Austin local events. Oh, sorry. I get to do all of the Austin local events for ConCal, game nights and stuff like that. Everybody gets to see me and you guys pretty much every week on tiny little like segmented screens and stuff like that. But the majority of you guys are all within like a 200, 300 mile radius. And I'm like the one weird fucking dingleberry over here in Texas.
Yeah, we never get together, by the way.
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, Chris is here too, but you're like not a dingleberry. So yeah.
Well, Jen, while not necessarily a direct member of the team, is, in Austin and does do stuff with us, so...
I do stuff.
You do stuff.
It's my official thing. Jen, she does stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, our original slogan for Constant Calibrating was things, words, stuff.
Oh, beautiful. Accurate.
It's accurate.
That's on my link.
Short to the point. I like it.
Yeah,
What stuff do you do right now, Jen?
Oh my God, I do a lot of stuff. I do so many stuffs. All
much
the
stuff.
stuffs.
So, like, my thing was going to be, like, what's RTX been like? Your first time not being, a Guardian. We were talking earlier about you actually got the crazy thing go to, like, the Kind of Funny panel. You actually got to go to panels and stuff. So
Yeah.
what's it been like? Has it been this, like, semi-surreal experience?
It's been really weird. Yeah, I was a Guardian for 4 years. 4 years? Yeah. All of them on the PA team, and 3 of those I was a team leader. And so this is the first year in several that I have not worked the convention. And I could just kind of exist and go on the floor and have conversations that were more than 30 seconds long. I was like, hey, good to see you, bye, before I disappear into the shadows. And it was an odd transition to try to make because I am a helper by nature, and then it is a job I did for several years. So seeing things happen and just being like, it's not my circus anymore to do anything about. But now that it's finally the last day, I've finally settled into, okay, I can just like be here. I can go to panels. I went to On the Spot last night, which was great because I wasn't working as a Guardian or as a camera person because I've been working that for the last year at Rooster Teeth's broadcast department. So piecing out of that was cool to, like, double duty, not double unduty, I guess, and getting to see Kind of Funny earlier and going to community events and being able to support friends and whatnot has been really, really cool.
Do you have any crazy stories of anything that you've seen or had happened to you since you've been able to kind of be out on the floor with everything?
I think for me, the craziest thing, there wasn't anything that was like a crazy experience as far as RTX goes. There was something that was crazy for me. So I started animation last week. I'm actually working on Genlock.
Nice.
So that's like a 2-week. I'm
You
in
wanna
2
go
weeks.
tell
into
us?
it. I put it all over Twitter. It's your fault. God.
I mean, I was aware of it.
Yeah. See, there you go.
Why didn't you tell us?
Dun dun dun. Yeah, Josh. Why didn't you tell them? No, so I started working on Genlock, and I'm still very much in the getting my feet wet, learning what's actually happening. But I'm starting to get into it and start doing things. And so I went to the animation mega panel on Friday night where we were showing 2 new Genlock things. The first voice reveal of David Tennant as Dr. Weller, and then just a cool little. Oh, you missed that too? Get on the internet more.
Whoa.
Damn. Yeah. No, I'm still.
No,
Okay,
hold on.
fine.
Brad, can you read the 2 words on this really quickly?
Concal.
Okay, you can read.
Yes.
So Slack, Twitter, Reddit, Genlock, David Tennant,
I was on vacation before we came.
Michael B.
damn it.
Jordan.
I knew
You know.
that. I knew that.
Okay,
I think
all right,
he
fair
was
enough,
on
fair enough.
vacation
Dakota
when the
Fanning,
announcement.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I did forget you actually. Brad was gone for like a week and a half.
So
We're all like roasting him. He's like, "Whoa, what the fuck? I told you guys."
I know. I was like, I had no signal.
He wasn't like, yeah. There was no way for him to know that.
No, I'm still gonna
information.
hold that against you. It's
Oh
fine.
no, we all do.
Yeah, so I got to be like, I'd already seen the things we were showing, but it's
Right.
different seeing it in a meeting with 8 people who are all working on it than it is to be in a panel room full of a couple thousand people who don't know that it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a really awesome experience to see so many people get so excited about something that you're a part of making, and like they start playing it and people are jumping out of their seats and hooting and hollering and clapping. Wow. And it was that I felt something like where emotions would normally be, like in my chest. I was like, I felt something stir there. I know. Yeah. I was like, it was very brief, very fleeting.
Where emotions would normally be.
I'm a stone cold bitch, you know that.
No.
I can say that, right? This is a thing.
Yes, you
Okay.
can say
You
whatever
can
want.
say it even if it's not true.
Okay,
You can
no,
say
no,
it.
absolutely.
About
No,
5
I
minutes
have a
ago.
reputation to uphold. It's fine. So yeah,
Okay.
so for me, that was the coolest, craziest experience of RTX, was being able to be in a room with a bunch of people who were seeing this stuff for the first time and are genuinely excited about what we're gonna drop starting in January. So that's my answer.
That's awesome. I like
Yeah.
that answer. No, that's really cool. I like hearing like just the different experiences. One of the reasons we wanted to do this kind of thing, have a bunch of different people on, because we have our own perspective, but we have yourself, a former Guardian, and someone who works with Rooster Teeth in the animation department. We have we had Dan on, who's in game industry individual community manager, and then we had SnowBikeMike, who's a streamer and then works at Kind of Funny. So it's kind of this little thing. We can all give our opinions, but it's cool getting this little. That's just the different nuances of what people are into, but. Blake, what about yourself? With like, what for you as a veteran of the media room has been the coolest?
A veteran of the media room. I'm not fucking calling a boxing match, Ryan. I don't know why you hung a mic in front of me.
We can change that.
Yeah, no, right?
I almost got into a boxing match with Burt Brombisher from What's
Listen,
the Game,
if there was anybody at this table that I would trust to knock me out clean, it'd probably be Jen.
I will wear that title.
I think we can.
No,
all
it's okay. We'll
unanimously-
get you a belt. I hear Kind of Funny knows some people. What was the question?
I have no fucking idea.
I'm just over here
What's been
like
your- what's
worried about Jen.
What's one of your favorite moments? Whether it's been things, just in or around RTX. What's been your favorite things from this weekend?
I think my favorite thing this weekend was everybody doing the like very normal, hey, very generic, like, oh hey, what's going on? And then seconds later realizing like, oh no, it's Blake. And the hey goes from like, hey to, oh hey! And it's like, I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. That makes me feel good. I appreciate that. And like, that's been everybody, pretty much. And this is the 8th RTX in Austin, I believe. As somebody
2011 was the first one.
Yeah. as somebody who's been here for all of those,
Mm-hmm.
to have Guardians say, hey, man, what's going on? How's life? To have regular attendees who were Guardians or who have seen coverage that I've done with you guys or with other places. Like, anybody that said a hello to me or hi or whatever, like, I love it. It makes me so happy. And I'm not just talking about, like, the people that I admire. Like, we got to do a Troy Baker interview this show. Like, I love that, obviously, but the thing that I hold above everything else is just being able to, in person, tell everybody, like, I'm not joking when I say I love you on Twitter. Like, I am genuinely happy to see you, and I am so happy that I get to see you. I only have like 5 minutes to see you, and then we're gonna go do this and run and stuff. But like that's working shows like this.
No, it's definitely the case. I mean, your thing you said at the beginning about the change in inflection, people saying hi, like that was one of my favorite things that I've not really experienced at events. Was saying to people, "Oh yeah, I'm Josh," and then like they look like, I know 8,000 Joshes. It's the most common name. Who the fuck are you? And then there's that pause, and they say, "Oh, I'm at Bear Punch on Twitter," and they're like, "Oh." And I literally stand there for a few seconds. I'm like, "Oh, is this good? Or is that a good or a bad thing?" And then it's only been a bad thing once so far.
It's only been a bad thing once.
Well, yeah, one person sadly read one of my really dumb jokes.
Oh,
and was able to recite it for me. It was that bad.
Fair
but
enough.
But I love that aspect.
Yeah.
I love that nature of this event more than any other year previously.
It's cool because, and Jen, I'm sure you can attest to this. No. Ryan, I'm sure you know a lot about this.
Absolutely not.
RTX started as a community-driven event, period. But over the years, it's grown and it's evolved into a wonderful showcase of everything that Rooster Teeth produces and things that they partner with and the relationships that they're building. But at its core, and this is the part I wanted you to agree with me on, is that it's the community getting to interact with each other in a physical space that's cool, where you know that everybody is like at least some level of accepting of fandoms or like preferences of content or Rooster Teeth or whatever. Like,
you're here with like minds and like interests.
They're down with that Harry Potter shit.
Exactly. Yeah, we can tell that story in a minute.
Yeah, well.
But like Jen, that feeling stays true every year. You know what I mean? At least for me, it does.
Yeah. I feel like RTX started to lose that a little bit in recent years. I will absolutely say that. And I think this year has actually been a really good reconnection with the community within the community, because the community became the focus again for a lot of things. They had your community ambassadors and they had community panels about different, even if it was just people out of the community talking about regular normal things like cosplay. You had community panels about building and maintaining communities, like the Oxford Comic Cafe had a really great one about like how to exist in a place online and have civil conversations about things that if you went to a Reddit thread and had that conversation, you would burn it down. Like that would be the moderator response to that. So it's been cool to have those moments come back and for people to be more involved with each other and with the content this year, and I'm excited to see that trend continue, because I was getting nervous that it was definitely starting. There was a divide showing up,
but
and
you feel like the soft community reboot has happened.
Absolutely. I feel like that process has definitely started.
I think it's a great thing. I think you are almost at your time, and I think we're almost at our time.
Beautiful.
So just last thing, anything you want to plug as well?
I would say my personal stuff. Thank you, Blake. I love it. I stream. So Twitch, RT_LoZelda. That's where I exist literally everywhere on Twitter, Instagram, all of that. So find me. I do things and sometimes drink while I do them.
Yeah. I think it's a good way.
Yeah.
Good way to be. Well, thanks, Jen, for coming on and joining us for all this stuff.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you. You're wonderful.
Yeah. Huh?
You're so great.
Uh-huh.
All right. I think we got a signal.
We shared
from
a birthday
outside.
party, and I'm starting to regret this a little bit.
We got a signal from outside, so we're gonna have to wrap up.
Oh, really? We got the get the fuck out.
Yeah, we got to get the fuck out.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can I tell the story though real quick? I'll make it fast.
Make it fast.
Okay.
You have 1 minute.
Honestly, my favorite experience I've had at RT has nothing to do with RT. One day, I think it was yesterday, we were leaving to go grab lunch, and when we were leaving, there was a guy trying to come in the wrong door, like not at the security checkpoint. And the security guard's like, "Sir, we need you to go around to the security checkpoint." He's like, "Well, before I come in, I just want to know what's going on here." And he's like, "Oh, it's RTX." And he's like, "RTX, what's that?" He's like, "It's a convention." And the guy's like, "Well, what kind of convention? What's it for?" And the security guard goes, "I don't know, man. It's some kind of Harry Potter shit. Go to the checkpoint." I'm sure half of Austin could hear me cackling outside.
Yeah.
It was impressive. On that note, thank you all for joining us for this RTX content for this podcast. With that, we bid you a good sign off.